Today, I'm going to talk about follow-up is key. Do not forget this pivotal step. This system and my system for follow-ups is what has kept me in business as a successful, always growing photographer for over 15, almost 20 years. This follow-up is so important and is probably one of the most underrated, avoided aspects people have in business, especially when they're just starting off and especially when they might not be as confident in their business. But I'm telling you, follow-up is key, communication is key, and that's basically all a follow-up is. I think there's so many people who decide they want to start a photography business and don't know everything that's going into it because they think they can take pretty photos. And I come here every week on Tuesday to tell you all the little tidbits I've learned over the last 20 years and how to just maintain a business. It doesn't mean you have to be the number one photographer in the world, but it means what kind of business makes you happy. And the best way to know how to run a happy photography business is the business word that I keep saying over and over again. It's the business. It's not just the photos. You have to have a strong business foundation in order for you to do what you love, which is the photography. That's what I'm here to do in small little chunks every single week. So this week, we're talking about the follow-up and how absolutely crucial it is to your business. People are busy. They're doing a million things at once. They need to be reminded. It's not that you are not important and they don't care. It's that you're one of a million different things in their brain and they need to be reminded. So you're actually doing them a service when you're following up. And number two, and this is the biggest reason people don't follow up, I don't want to bother them again. This is a huge false. Let's break this down. If they aren't going to book you, you might be bothering them, but who cares because they're not going to book you anyways. But the payoff on the other side is that they're reminded, oh yeah, I really like them. I should get on that. I should book them. You need to be at the front of mind. And the only way you can be at the front of mind is a follow-up. I mean, think about your emails and how many emails you get day after day. I mean, you guys get emails from me all the time. If you don't send an email and you don't send a follow-up, say let's send a proposal, you need that proposal to go to the top of the email list again. And the only way that's going to happen is if you follow up. So the idea of you bothering them, if they're not going to book you, they're not going to book you, so who cares? But if they are going to book you, you want to be front of the mind and you want to be first in line, right? Is having a system in place that makes sure you follow up and you follow up fast and systematically. Because you know me, I'm all about the business and the systems. So today we're going to talk about three main points. Why it's important to follow up, how to follow up properly, and what happens when you don't follow up. So number one, let's talk about why it's important to follow up. Obviously, the number one reason is it's going to increase your sales. Following up on leads and reminding them what you talked about, people need to be reminded who you are. Don't ever assume you are important enough to be remembered after just one call, one email, one introduction. The average person needs to see and hear your name anywhere from 3 to 7 times. So if you think about that, that means you should be sending at least 3 emails at some point close together so they remember who you are. And you don't want them to get you confused with other photographers. Number 2, building relationships. The key to any longevity in business is the relationships you build with your clients. Send thank you emails. Send a thank you email after every meeting, after every session. Personalize it by managing specific details. Always send a follow-up, either recapping what you talked about or a thank you for booking me. This again keeps you front of mind and goes, wow, that was really nice of them. And again, helps you build relationships. You want when your client is out in the world talking and someone goes, hey, I want to get family pictures. You want to be the first person they think of. And if they saw an email from you that day, guess who they're going to think of? Here we go. Client retention. Schedule regular check-ins with past clients to keep your relationships warm. You never want to send a relationship to get cold, especially if that person has already spent money with you. Offer them exclusive deals. It's another great way. And updates on your services, and then referral bonuses. I always offer referral bonuses. You want your clients to come back time after time. And the only way to do this is to make sure, again, you follow up, You stay front of mind. There's a million photographers out there. They could meet someone new the next day. And if that person has a good follow-up system, you're going to move to the end of the line. You are not bothering them. And if you are, they will let you know. Client education. Remember, at this point, you are the photo expert. Show them and stay front of mind even after you've done this photo shoot. Send them informative content that helps clients make the most of your services. Show them how to prep for photo sessions, how to purchase prints, how to crop their images, how to use them in social media. Tips that will use their photos, because then if they're looking at the photos that you took, again, you're staying front of mind. This also circles back to our number one reason why you do follow-up: increased sales. And then it comes back to number 3, repeat clientele and building relationships. These all come in together, right? Repeat business and your network expansion. So the more you communicate, the more you will grow your business. It's simple as that. Keep in touch with all your past clients and remind them of your services for future stuff. If you have new things on the market, if you have new deals, whatever you have going on, keep in touch. You want them to be a repeat business. And this whole thing circles back to increased sales. If you fall off the radar and a new photographer comes in the picture, it is especially important for weddings because they might assume you don't do family portraits. So after the wedding, a few months after, check in. Do you want to do an anniversary? Just so you know, I do families. If you or your family ever need family portraits, I do this as well. This isn't bothering them. This is informing them. And the minute you change your mindset from a follow-up being a bothersome thing to an informative, helpful thing, it's going to make all your emails that much more genuine as well. So now, let's talk about how to follow up properly. Don't forget, this isn't just about your clients. It's also about all the vendors and other professionals you work with. If you go to a networking event, follow up, follow up, follow up. This is actually the number one thing people do wrong when they go to networking events. They take cards and then they don't follow up. Follow up immediately, because at networking events, people meet so many people that you want to follow up immediately and talk about something you talked about that would set you two apart. Maybe ask to meet up. Follow up with networking people and other business professionals as well, because they're going to help you build that strong referral and collaboration base. All right, so now let's talk about how to follow up properly. So first off, consistency is key. You don't have to bombard them with emails and then disappear for 5 years. You want to be consistent and you want to be present. And this is how. Timely responses. Respond to emails and messages always, always, always within 24 hours. Use templates if you need to speed up this process. Just make sure they're personalized. I can honestly say that I book over 75% of my gigs because I am so fast to respond. This builds trust. This thinks, wow, this person really wants to work with me. Versus if you're a photographer who takes 48 hours or more, there's a good chance they already found someone who's responded first. It doesn't even matter how good your photos are, because people want consistency. They want to feel trust. They want to feel heard and seen. And the faster you respond, the better. I actually have an automated response that's well written that goes out 20 minutes after they email me, and you'll be surprised how many people are like, wow, thanks for the quick response. Make sure your correspondence is personalized. Use client's name, use specific details from your interactions. This shows that you remember and care about them, and you're not just doing an automated blank statement. This is very key. Number 3, do educational content. Send newsletters or blog posts or tips with advice relating to your services. Keep it fun, keep it light, keep it informative. It's a long game. Be consistent. You never know when this will pay off, but it keeps you front of mind. Again, which is key. You never want someone to run into you a year after their wedding and go, oh man, I forgot you do weddings. So doing weekly newsletters, monthly newsletters, whatever it is, just to stay at the top of their email list. And even if they don't open the emails, they're seeing your name. And the more they see your name, the more they will think of you. Number 4, keep it clear. Clear communication. Always be clear to your client, to your prospective clients, to your past clients, to your friends and family, what they can expect from you. So what they can expect from their photo session, what they can expect after the photo sessions. Use bullet points to break down information so it's easier to read, and set the expectations from the very beginning with all your clients, before, during, and after. the clearer you are. And then they're also going to realize that these follow-up communication emails aren't just fluff, that they're actually helpful and meaningful and easy to read, clear and easy. And I talked about this. Consistency is key. You never want to drop off the face of the earth. Develop a follow-up system and develop a follow-up schedule and stick to it. You can use tools like Trello or Asana or ClickUp or a CRM to track this in your tasks, to set up automation. You can use a follow-up sequence that's automated or not. Just always keep it sounding personal. Using templates is also an easy way to do this if you aren't comfortable with automation, which sometimes can be scary. It can be as simple as like taking an email in your inbox that you've written to yourself and using that as a template, or putting all of them in a Google Doc. And then you just know it and like, okay, I know this person contacted me, I'm gonna send this email. Even just having it pre-written and just tweaking a little word here and there can make a huge difference. Just always respond and never avoid your inbox. So now let's talk about what happens when you don't follow up. Missed opportunities. This is the point that potential clients may choose another photographer who is more responsive. If you don't bother and stay front of mind, they're going to choose someone else. Loss of trust. Clients might feel neglected or doubt your professionalism if they don't hear from you quickly. So let's say, for example, you're doing your images and you're running late, and you promise them at 4 weeks. Just because they don't email you and say, where are my photos, doesn't mean they're not thinking, where are my photos? So if you know at week 3 you're going to be a little late, send them an email. Send them one photo and send them an email. Say, hey, I'm so sorry. I've been bombarded. I'm running a week late. If you need something, please let me know. They are going to love this communication, and you're not going to lose that trust. Decreased client satisfaction. Clients may be unhappy with the services and less likely to return or refer you if you leave them hanging. People want to be wanted. They want to be appreciated. And the satisfaction is also directly tied to the loss of trust that we just talked about. Once you have decreased client satisfaction and you have loss of trust, then there's a really good chance you're going to have a lower engagement. The lack of regular communication can actually lead to a lower client engagement and loyalty. And the fewer people seeing your work, whether it's social media or your website, it's all tied into this inner web. Dissatisfied clients can leave negative reviews and completely damage your reputation. I bet you didn't think that not sending follow-ups could matter this much, and they can. See, it's a very slippery domino effect, all because you didn't want to bother them or assumed you didn't need to hear from them again, or that they would contact you when they need something from you. You're the professional, you're the business owner. You're the one who needs to reach out and set the tone. All your marketing campaigns, they may not convert. They may not do well without this proper follow-up. This can mean anything from a sale to social media to launching a new deal to website marketing. Basically, anything you are doing to try and get your business name out there, if you're not following up, that email that you sent goes to the bottom. So send follow-ups for your marketing efforts, because if not, you're wasting time and money. And then, of course, the number one reason that you don't want to do this, and you want to make sure you have a solid follow-up plan, it'll reduce your sales. Simple as that. You're missing out on upselling, you're missing out on cross-selling opportunities, you're missing out on new clients, you're missing out on old clients, you're wasting money, you're wasting time. Again, all because most likely you A, didn't think it was that important, or B, didn't want to quote bother them, which again, if they weren't going to hire you, they weren't going to hire you anyways. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but always follow up at least twice. I suggest 3 times. I know with every inquiry, when I send a proposal, I follow up 24 hours later, and then 2 weeks, and then 1 month. And then when I do connect, I always send a follow-up email confirmation, what we talked about and when we talked, within 24 hours. Usually it's actually within about 3 hours. And no one's ever upset. They like that what you've talked about is now written down in paper. And you know what? If I don't get a response, I send it back. So basically, it never hurts to follow up. It can only help. The follow-up really has nothing to do with that. If they are bothered or don't like it, they probably were never going to hire you anyways. So again, who cares? The only thing that can come from a good follow-up system is more business, not less. And if you have the right systems and you just do the little bit, it can make the world of difference in your business.